Hi, this is TJ Burkett for Ion Harness Racing. John Pavlak is off this week. This Labor Day weekend was filled with rich stakes and record performances. Perhaps the most anticipated race was the $540,000 World Trotting Derby, in which Muscle Hill was expected to challenge the all-age trotting record of 149-3. But the weather and circumstances intervened. Rains forced a delay in Du Quoin, and by the time the horses had come onto the track for the World Trotting Derby final, Muscle Hill's regular driver, Brian Sears, was on his way to Toronto to drive in the Grand Circuit Stakes there. So trainer Greg Peck picked young driver Luke McCarthy, and the 26-year-old Australian drove 4 hours from Lexington to drive Muscle Hill to a resounding 152-3 win.
Muscle Hill has shifted gears. Southern Rocky Top, the pumps of the pocket. Muscle Hill, Southern Rocky Top trying hard, but not hard enough. It's Muscle Hill winning the World Trotting Derby at 152-3.
He's kind of spoiled us. He usually wins by these long margins, and today I guess it was like a length or something. But, you know, Luke did the right thing. He just kept a good hold of him, and I can just see he wanted to get around there as uneventful as possible, and that's what he did to save him. Because, the fact that it was nighttime, the way the fractions were set up, there wasn't going to be a world record.
I spoke with Brian Sears this afternoon, and Brian said just get him away handy, and just sort of, once they settle down, he's got the speed to just move him to the front. And it was just pretty much like sitting in an armchair, and anyone could drive this horse, and I'm just lucky enough that I was given the privilege to drive it.
On Labor Day at Freehold Raceway, Vintage Master found a new and impressive way to win. He won the first leg of the Pacing Triple Crown, the $325,000 Cane Pace Final, by abandoning his usual off-the-pace style with a wire-to-wire win. Vintage Master, who earlier this summer upset Well Said in the Delvin Miller Adios, surprised everyone, including driver Daniel Dube, when he left strongly and turned back every challenge on the way to a track record equaling victory in 151-1.
And down the lane in the cane, holy smokes, Vintage Master gonna win this one by a bundle, and Vintage Master annihilates them in the cane.
He did good today. I'm glad he showed the front end now, because the jug, the front end is good, over there. If you do a good, everything all right.
The world record table got a rewrite this Saturday night when Sportswriter won the $1 million Metro Pace at Mohawk Racetrack in 149-2. Sportswriter, with Mark McDonald aboard, made a dramatic move through the stretch and won by 2 lengths to beat the track, stakes, and world record set 2 years ago by the great Some Beach Somewhere in what is the sport's richest race for 2-year-old pacers.
Sportswriter strikes the front. Can he hold off Rock and Roll Heaven? Sportswriter leads it. Rock and Roll Heaven coming to him. Sportswriter a length in front. Sportswriter 2 lengths clear. Sportswriter makes headlines in the Metro Pace.
In the $680,000 Canadian Pacing Derby, co-favorite Shadow Play was scratched. So Shark Gesture and driver George Brennan put away a fine field of pacers, including Breeders' Crown winner Won the West, with a 120-3 3/4 mile time.
Up on the outside, big-time ball. From the backfield, starting to roll now, Mr. Big. Better sweeps on the grandstand side. Shark Gesture there, still there, 3 lengths in front. Shark Gesture and George Brennan to win the Canadian Pacing Derby in front-stepping fashion. What a masterpiece of an effort here for Shark Gesture.
A look at this week's headlines is next.
Harness racing's greatest century comes to life in the pages of 100 Years in Harness, richly illustrated with some of the most evocative photos ever taken. Order your copy online, and better yet, order more to give as gifts.
A link to some of the sport's greatest days was broken this past week with the death of Mary Lib Miller, wife of Hall of Famer Delvin Miller. The gracious and popular Miller, dubbed the First Lady of Harness Racing, was remembered as the perfect partner to racing's goodwill ambassador. Our condolences go out to her family, as well as her legions of friends and admirers. Driver Bruce Ranger had a field day this past Saturday at Pompano Park, winning 13 races on the matinee card. This breaks Mike LaChance's former single-day, single-track record of 12, and also betters the 11 wins on a single race card held by Dave Pallone and Roger Hammer. You can be best informed about racing in the standardbred industry by visiting the USTA's web newsroom each and every day at news.ustrotting.com. In a moment, we'll take a look at one of the stars from 2004. The winner of the 2004 Little Brown Jug, Times Are A-Changing, turned up in this past week's headlines as a resident of the American Standardbred Adoption Program. The star pacer, now retired, can look forward to an exciting new career in the hands of a new owner. But it's hard to believe that any new career could be more exciting than his old one, during which he won the famed Little Brown Jug in front of more than 50,000 fans.
Of a mile to go. Times are a-changing. Coming on. Blissed out. Western Terror comes to the outside. Times are a-changing on the outside with the lead. It's over. Times are a-changing. Ron Pierce win the Little Brown Jug.
And now for this week's trivia question. In 1998, Ron Pierce won his first Little Brown Jug with Shady Character, but he did not drive that colt in his first elimination heat victory. Our question is, who drove Shady Character in that first heat, and who did that driver eventually drive in the final heat? Send your responses along with your name and mailing address to i@ustrotting.com. We'll draw a winner from the correct responses who will receive an autographed Ron Pierce poster. Speaking of the Little Brown Jug, we'll start to focus on the upcoming Pacing Classic when John Pavlock returns for next week's show. Remember, if you have any questions or comments about Eye on Harness Racing, please send them via email to i@ustrotting.com. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our show. This is TJ Burkett for Eye on Harness Racing. Thanks for watching.